So today, the company TOTALENERGIES is going to present you a project that we have initiated in the business unit offshore wind to support the energy transition of the fishing fleet. We'll explain why we decided to launch this project, what is the purpose, what is the scope, and of course, what are the next steps. So first, because I don't know if you are all familiar with the fishing methods, we may start by presenting the different types of fishing methods that exist. They are not all represented here. There are also the hooks and the long lines, but these are the main two big categories of fishing methods. The first one, and the most impactful and harder to maintain in an offshore wind farm, is the trawling. Trawling has also different sub-teams. So you have the dredge, this kind of fishing. This is particularly used to fish coquille Saint-Jacques, shellfish. You have the bottom or mid-water trawl. And you have the purse seine, okay, that is more and more frequently used. And then on the other side, you have passive gears, which are less impactful and more easily, that can be more easily combined with the operation of an offshore wind farm. Passive gears, you have traps and pots, but you also have gill nets. And this is what we are trying in the French tenders, but also elsewhere in Europe and in the world to maintain within offshore wind farms. So our project, ATEP, is focused on the French fishing fleet because it's in partnership with a representative of the French fishermen. So I'm going to make a quick overview of the French metropolis fishing market, so you can have you can find yourself in the specificities of the country. So here in France, we have about 4,200 active fishing vessels, 31% practicing trawling, and 69% using passive gears. Okay? Average fishing company turnover is about 495,000 euros per year. And we are facing an aging fleet because average year of the boats is of 32 years old. So there are more and more aging ships. We have about 14,000 active fishermen in France with heavy downstream activities. We always use this reference to say that one job at sea in France in fishing is 3 jobs on land. So this fishing sector with a high diversity of ships and activities is extremely impacted by gas oil prices increase. And all the ships currently are 100% reliable on fossil fuels, diesel fuel mainly. Trawling ships represent 30% of the fishing, of the fleet, sorry, but they consume up to 70% of the total fuel volumes. So today we are faced with both an opportunity and a situation of crisis. Situation of crisis linked to the terrible increase of the gas oil prices, and considering the very high elasticity of profitability of these companies to the cost of fuel, it's a terrible risk for the survival of the fishing fleet. But there is also an opportunity because currently there is a strong momentum of progress in sustainable fishing with a lot of initiatives that are led and started all around Europe and supported by other offshore wind developers, but also the European Union. So it's a good moment to try to be the most active as possible to save this incredible sector. Oh, sorry. There is also a political momentum in France because there is, and I'm sorry, I'll switch to French, but an action plan d'action en faveur d'une pêche durable that was published by the Ministry of the Sea in March 2022. And one of the big action of this plan is to modernize the fleet and to make the fishing sector more competitive. there is a sub-action linked to this target, which is be able to renew the fishing fleet with more, to have some ships, that are cleaner, safer, and more attractive for the next generation. And 25% of those fishing ships need to be modernized and decarbonized in 2030. This is the target of the French government. So 25% of the French fishing fleet, metropolitan French fishing fleet, is approximately 1,000 units. Okay? So there are two ways of reaching this target. The first way is to make new constructions. Problem of new construction is that it's extremely expensive for fishermen, and there are very low subsidies from the European Union or the French state to help fishermen build new constructions. It takes also longer. And there is another mean to reach this target is to do retrofit or refit of existing boats. And this is what we're going to talk about in the ATEP project. So why did we launch ATEP? ATEP is Accompagnement de la Transition Énergétique de la Pêche. So it means supporting the energy transition of the fishing fleet. First, an observation, obviously. Observation of a professional sector in economic, energetic, and social crisis. The reduction of the fuel consumption, a challenge for renewing the working tool of the fishing professional sector. We are also trying to reach with this project social benefits with wage increase, benefits in terms of impact on GHG emissions, and economic benefits. For TOTALENERGIES, our company, the initiative is also launched for several reasons. First, we want to support the decarbonization and reduce the energy bill of the professional fishermen for one big reason, is that TOTALENERGIES actually sells diesel to the fishermen in France. We have a company called Blue that we own 51%, and we sell diesel to the fishermen. And you must notice that TOTALENERGIES has an ambition to reach carbon neutrality in 2050. So this implies also to reduce the scope 3 of the company. Scope 3 is our clients, and fishermen are our clients. So we have a responsibility towards them to help them reduce their GHG emissions and help them reduce their energy bill. Because if you don't tell a fisherman that he's going to reduce his energy bill while reducing his energy consumption, he has no incentive to do so and to help the fleet transform. We also want to stay and really impose ourselves as an essential partner of the fishing industry by extending historical relations. And I'm going to give the microphone to my colleague here, Gaëtan Vallée, who represents La Coopération Maritime, which is a very important representative body of the fishermen in France. They are a long-term partner of TOTALENERGIES. They have 49% in the company Blue, and we have already launched with them the program Amarré, which aimed at training the fishermen to how to reduce their consumption with simple eco-conduite methods. Eco-driving methods. So it was a big success, and it was financed by TOTALENERGIES thanks to the Certificat d'économie d'énergie, so energy efficiency certificates. Gaëtan.
Thank you, Louise. Can you hear me well? Okay. So my name is Gaëtan. I'm a project officer from the Maritime Cooperation. A few words on the Maritime Cooperation. We have a French national association created 125 years ago. We gathered all the cooperative structure in the fishing sector. I mean, we have 100 maritime cooperative and similar structure in France. And our main goal is to represent them on the national and European institution, but also guiding them to modernize and to modernize the fishing sector, and to develop projects in this major concern. there are two major concerns which focus the maritime cooperative because they are provide on a daily basis the equipment for the fishing fleets. I mean the nets, the fuel too. So two major concerns: the use of the used fishing gear, so how to try to valorize them, and the fuel saving, how to save energy, and the decarbonization. So, so we have a long-term collaboration with TOTALENERGIES, especially on the East Blue company, and we aim to develop projects more than 20 years on the saving energy and decarbonization. Amare program was the main example of this huge project on saving energy, because we equipped more than 200 vessels of econometers for themselves to empower the fishermen to save energy on board, and we launched many databases and trainings too. So yeah, we aim to continue the saving energy project and to go more on the decarbonization of the fishing sector.
Thank you, Gaëtan. Going backwards. Okay. So let's enter into the core of the subject. What are the different technologies that are being studied or are already commercialized and that can help reach this decrease of energy consumption? So to launch this program and to build something that was going to be able to be implemented the fastest as possible, we wanted to select the most mature technologies on the market, because we are obviously looking to very innovative solutions such as hydrogen fuel cells, and hydrogen is globally going to be probably a big opportunity for the transition of the fishing fleet and all the fleets, commercial fleets in general. But currently, you cannot use this technology on the fishing boats on a large scale. And there is an emergency to help them renew the ships that are currently in activity, the vessels. That's why we decided to focus the first step of ATEP project on mature and commercialized technologies. So I was helped in this step by Fabien Supizet, who is here, representing Between Development. You'll have the possibility to ask him questions afterwards. He worked for very long in the motorization sector for more automobile, at Toyota, but he had a very good knowledge of all these different technologies. And obviously, we also did a lot of interviews and working sessions with architects from working on the designs of fishing vessels, with representative of the fishing sector, also with a lot of, Chantier Naval. Chantier Naval, Emma. Yeah, exactly. So there are three main leverage to reduce energy consumption. Navigation is what we did targets with Amare, the program we just talked about sooner. Motorization is what we tried to focus on in ATEP projects with hybridization, diesel, electric, and H2 internal combustion kit, which is basically putting hydrogen and oxygen together inside the motor, engine, sorry. I'm losing my English here. And the structure, which is the last mean of reducing energy consumption. You have the silicone anti-foul painting, which helps the boat reduce its, like when anti-fouling helps the boats break the waves easily, and it's the same kind of methods behind the bulbous bow, which is a better way. It's a design of the front of the boats that helps break the waves even better. And then you have biofuels, obviously. So this is also this is a technology that is already mature for some of the boats, but extremely expensive. And as I said, you cannot tell the fishermen that they're going to reduce their energy consumption without reducing their energy bill. So it was not something that we could now, in the short term, propose to the fishermen. So, short-term targets of the ATEP project. As mentioned, we are really targeting retrofit by selecting proven low-carbon technological solutions and assessing their level of energetic and environmental performance. We wish to conduct experiments at sea on existing fishing vessels in real operating situations. And we will focus our efforts on transitional technologies pending maturation of more ambitious tracks. There will also be a component of training inside the ATEP project to provide professionals with a better knowledge about solutions available on the market, face-to-face training sessions on based on concrete feedback from the fishermen having already experimented solutions to reduce their energy consumption. And we will set up a digital training tool on an energy consumption reduction methods that will be usable by fishermen while they are on board, because they're not always, doing something extremely active on the boat while they're waiting for when they are trolling or when they are going to take their traps. So we actually had the feedback from the fishermen themselves that told us you should try to set up a digital tool that we can use while we're on board, like while we're working. And that was really this is really a key challenge. So we're going to try to develop this too. So this is a quick roadmap of ATEP project. So it's a program on 3 to 4 years. Our aim is to launch the implementation of the program in January 2024. Then there'll be the monitoring of the reference situation, so before the refit works have begun. Year 2 will be the experimentation and the monitoring after the works of refit have been done. And then there will be, of course, an impact analysis. The scope of ATEP now. We aim to implement hybridization diesel-electric technology on 20 vessels selected from the metropolitan artisanal fleet and respecting the following criteria. They need to be representative of all trades, passive gears and trolling, measuring at least 6 meters in length, performing at least 50% of their bunkering in France, and of an age between 10 years old and up to 25 to 30 years old, depending on the first change of engine. So the fuels, the fishing gears and the structure are not part of the first step of ATEP. This is the spread of the 20 fishing boats that will be selected. 16 will be representing trolling, because this is what weighs the most in the economy of the fishing sector, and 4 in passive gears. So with hybridization with batteries, without batteries, the HHO I was talking about, so H2 and oxygen. And there will be some complementary studies on more than 24 meters long ships. So thank you. I would just want to announce that we have also dropped a file to the Corimer, appel à manifestation d'intérêt, so a request for call for interest launched by the state. So this has been given to the states on the 2nd of June. So we're waiting for the results. And I just wanted also to thank all the different representatives of the fishing sector and also public authorities that we have met in the course of constructing this program that have supported us. The Secrétariat d'État à la mer with the Conseiller de décarbonation Mayol de Drouaz, who helped us also improve our proposition, DGEC, and DG AMPA in France, so the body is responsible for energy on one side and fishing and aquaculture on the other side. So I wanted to thank them all for their support on the project ATEP. Thank you. And the Pôle Mer also, who is going to hopefully help us improve our solution. Thank you.
Thank you.